Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Dr. Faith Brebnor here, Deputy Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, Deputy Political Leader, Tobago People's Party, Secretary with responsibility for health, wellness, and social protection, and area representative for the district that is known as Belgarden. Good with that runs all the way from Goldsboro by the Big Bridge to Kendall Farm School Junction. So I'm here doing my weekly check-in, and I'm doing it coming straight out of the gym because I'm in my car and I decided before I drive off I will do it because my aim this week is to get a teeny weeny little bit of rest. I got up this morning, I willed myself, I would use the word will and not force. I willed myself to come to the gym, did leg workout this morning, and and I am on my way back home. Normally I would go to work after, but as I said, this week I am mentally willing myself to rest a little bit this weekend before going into next weekend, because I realize that I've been going and going and going and going and going and going. And if I'm honest, yesterday evening, Friday evening, I didn't feel very well at all. I didn't feel very well at all. So I actually went home a little early. And I'm just trying to rest and recuperate from whatever is happening. But I had a really good workout at the gym. I actually got some footage taken. And I will post that a little later because somebody asked me a couple weeks ago around Carnival. So I am in my the crop top era, but I also just discovered leggings. I don't know where I was. Yeah, I just discovered leggings. So I wore leggings for something recently, Carnival. I think it was a pan, and somebody messaged me and asked what my workout was, what my leg workout was. So I decided to tape my leg workout today. Yeah. So I will compile that and post that at some point. So yeah. So weekly check-in. What happened this week? Ooh, the week that our dear Prime Minister and members of her cabinet, I was about to say executive council, came to Tobago, so we had this special sitting. We had the dinner or the reception. It was a reception, not really a dinner. We had the meeting where the members of the executive council, or the members of the executive of the Tobago House of Assembly, sat with the members of the executive of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and we had really fruitful discussions, and that happened just before the reception. As a matter of fact, we ended up staying so late that by the time we were leaving, people were already coming in for the reception, and somebody actually kind of pulled me aside and said, "Hey, wait, where are you going?" I was like, "No, we're going and change and come back. We're going and change and come back." So that was really good. I truly appreciate, and as I said, I think I said it before, I am cautiously optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic, but from what we've seen so far, the degree of respect, mutual respect that is happening between the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Tobago House of Assembly is one that is exciting to see. It is one that is welcome. It's appreciated, and we will work together. As long as it is there, we will work together, and we will ensure that Tobago gets what Tobago wants and what Tobago needs and what Tobago deserves. So yeah, I'm truly excited about that. Yeah, what else happened? This week? Oh yeah, we had this sitting on Thursday. We had a special sitting on Thursday where we did two things. We laid a report from one of the committees that have been working throughout the 4 years. I think it was the House Committee. Yeah, the House Committee laid a report, which was cool. And then we had the minority had a private members motion that was on the other paper. So we decided to go through that debate back and forth. And it was really disappointing to hear the minority leader continue to blatantly lie to the people of Tobago. He keeps parroting this thing about if we had taken the bill that Dr. Keith Rowley put before the parliament just before the general election, how much we would I get and how much we would I get and how much we would I get, and he keeps parroting that lie. Now he keeps parroting that as if the money is the only thing we were interested in, when in fact the reason we have been pushing for this autonomy thing has never just been about the money. It has always been about the ability or the capacity of the Tobago House of Assembly to do what is needed to truly govern the people of Tobago and the island known as Tobago. And that includes having more money, yes, and more resources, yes, but it also included having a decent share of the resources that are within the waters that would be classified as Tobago waters if we were a different country. And that component of the bill that was put before the parliament for a vote was missing. And that's why in 2021 we pushed back against it. The other thing that was missing was this idea of, in the preamble of that bill, what Mr. Orville London, who was the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly in 2016, the document that he sent to Trinidad basically said that we needed to have equality of status between the island of Trinidad and the island of Tobago. And one of the things they slipped in really quickly was they put equality of status between the people in the island and the people in the island of Trinidad and the people in the island of Tobago. We already have equality of status between the people in the island of Trinidad and the people in the island of Trinidad and Tobago. That is already enshrined in the Constitution. That is not what we was asking for in the first place. We wanted equality of status between the island of Trinidad and the island Tobago versus this concept of Tobago being a ward of Trinidad and Tobago. That's what we were asking for. And the minority leader continues to parrot this false narrative and continues to, in essence, prostitute out the wants and needs of Tobago, telling us that we would get a little bit more money. So forget what you truly want. Forget the foundation of why we are doing this sort of everything. Forget all of that for a little bit more money. And that to me is the most offensive. It's the most offensive part of what he has been trying to do. It is so offensive. And Tobagonians need to reject that thought and reject that way of thinking about what we want. I mean, it's kind of like somebody, the chief secretary said, it is like your partner abusing you right through. You are asking to be treated with love and respect. You are asking to be treated as a equal partner in the relationship. Your partner cutting your tail, but then they come back and they give you a expensive bouquet, or they give you a nice ring, or they give you some jewelry and tell you take that and hush your mouth. That is what the minority leader and his political organization has been saying to the people of Tobago. And every time they parrot you could I get 6.8, you could I get 6.8, tell them I'm not taking the 6.8 with the licks. Because in essence, that is what they were doing with that version of the bill. We can't accept that. We did not accept it back then when we recognized what was going on, because it was really the night before. I remember it clearly. We got the email saying in 2021, I think it was, we got the email saying that the Joint Select Committee is meeting and we are invited to this virtual meeting. And then when the night before the meeting was supposed to happen, we got an email saying these are the bills that we are going to be discussing tomorrow in the meeting. And when we opened the document and started reading it, we realized that, because we honestly thought that what they were going to be discussing was exactly what Chief Secretary Orville London sent down. And when we realized it wasn't what Chief Secretary Orville London sent down, there were these key things that were different. And they keep trying to fool us and trying to hoodwink us into thinking that what they were giving us was what we asked for, and it wasn't. I don't like that for the people of Tobago. And I think as citizens, as right-thinking citizens, because they keep parroting that, we need to say to them forcefully, all you're evil and wicked, and we're not stupid. Because I think that is the part that really, really bothers me. Because they genuinely think that we're stupid and we can't read. That is the part that really, really bothers me about this. And that's why, when the chief sec spoke about it on Thursday, when he responded on Thursday, he was emotional about it, because they keep taking us for damn fools. We can't accept that, and we have to push back on that. Daryl Spring-Wim, all you did not vote for that man, for him to keep telling you all are fools. You all didn't. Tobago didn't. And that's why we voted resoundingly against the motion as he brought it. And we will keep fighting for what Tobago has been asking for and what Tobago has been pushing for. Let me give you another quick example of what was in the bill. There was a financial review committee that was proposed. And initially we thought the Financial Review Committee would have been like the Dispute Resolution Committee that Mr. Hochoy Charles went to way back when, in 2001. That gave us the 4.03 and 6.9%, because that was kind of an independent, made up equally of Trinidad versus Tobago people, blah, blah, blah. And when we looked at the bill, we realized that fiscal committee would have been chaired by the Minister of Finance. Lord, and the Minister of Finance at the time was Imbert. Could you imagine being part of a committee that is chaired by Imbert? Good Lord. So the members, it should have been a 5-member committee, where the chairman was the Minister of Finance, the vice chair, the Secretary of Finance, one other member from the Tobago House of Assembly, and 2 other members from the government side. So automatically we would have had a committee of 5 people, where it was 2 to 3 automatically. So there was no real independence, and whatever Tobago may have been pushing for, in every instance they could have just vote against it. In every instance. Why would we agree? Why would we agree to something like that being the model that is used for us to determine the resources that come to Tobago? Why would we agree to that? And that is what the minority leader and those in that party were pushing. So we pushed back, and I could proudly say I pushed back. I could proudly say I wanted to go down in history that me, Faith Brebnor, pushed back against that, because that was evil, wicked, and unfair to the people of Tobago. And we're not dealing with that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. We're not accepting that at all. So yeah, that's why we voted the way we did. That's why we did what we did on Thursday. And I'm seriously hoping that the people of Tobago listened and understand what we are voting for and why we voted the way we did. The last thing I want to talk about, and I almost forgot, was I'm doing a podcast. Yeah. I started a podcast, one-on-one with Dr. Faith. Yeah. The first one was launched last weekend. We hope to launch a second episode this weekend. You all got a chance to listen. You all got a chance to view it. We actually taped the episode some time ago, and delayed a little bit in dropping it for several reasons. But now that first episode was dropped, I'm feeling a little better about it. I was really nervous about it. But if you go over to my YouTube, just search for Dr. Faith Brebnor on YouTube, and you will see it. And it's also, the full episode is also on Facebook. So on YouTube and Facebook is where we will be posting the full episodes. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It's an opportunity for us to have real conversations about the things that affect Tobago, the things that influence what we do, and so forth. So yeah, Aveen Thomas is the person who is the the host, so she's the one asking genuine questions, and we go back and forth. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about it. Alright, guys, so yeah, that's me doing my weekly check-in. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for listening, for sharing. If you have questions, by the way, if you have questions that you want us to answer, you could send the questions, post it under this post, or you could send the questions, and we could do episodes to answer those questions as well, in one-on-one with Dr. Faith, and we go from there. Alright, guys, I am going home now to see if I can rest a little. For this weekend, we will be actively resting. I pray that you are able to do the same, and I wish you God's grace. I wish you the Most High's protection as you go through this weekend. Bye.